What's up, family? Hey, today I want to do a very important, relevant video for you. I'm going to title this one, COVID-19 Retroactive Rent. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Now, what I'm talking about on this one here is how, because of this COVID-19, the coronavirus, how the government has made a public announcement, proclamation, which means that that says that tenants don't have to pay rent because of the COVID-19, right, of this moment. Now, what I want y'all all to understand is that when they say that you don't have to pay rent for this moment, it doesn't mean that you don't have to pay rent no more. That's why I titled this COVID-19 Retroactive Rent. No, what they're saying is that you have to pay your rent retroactive. Now, if you look up, that's going to be the word of the day. So if you look up the word retroactive, what that means is that something that you have to pay from a past date. So what that means to you people, which y'all need to really understand, that it does not mean that you don't have to pay rent. What it means that until this COVID, here's where your rent was due. COVID-19 hit. Okay, you have to pay rent retroactive, but for now you don't have to pay it. Next month comes, or however long this thing goes. But once it's over, it means that you have to pay all that back rent, which is called retroactive. So y'all need to really understand that, because the government is not telling you to just screw your landlord over and you don't have to pay rent none whatsoever. No, that's not what they're saying. Your rent is retroactive. You still have to pay it in the end. However, a lot of you landlords need to be very cautious and mindful of what and how you explain stuff to your tenants. Because what you need to do as a smart landlord, because this is what me and my wife did. Actually, I'm really happy we sold our properties where we don't got to deal with this stuff no more. But for the landlords that's out there, I will give you a great advice. You need to explain to your tenants that you're going to be adding what's called an addendum to their already existing lease. Now, that's going to be the second word. I always give you a word a day. So I already gave you retroactive. Now I'm going to give you addendum. Addendum, all that is, when you look that word, all that means is that something that you add something to an already existing book or document or something like that. In this case, the document will be your lease. So what you will be doing as a smart landlord is that you will be getting in touch with your tenants immediately, have a sit down with them or give them a notice and let them know that you're going to be adding an addendum to protect yourself, an addendum to the already existing lease. And your addendum could be whatever you think would be appropriate. But if you want to still be able to collect rent, maybe you one of them tenants that want to make it a little easier on your tenants, but you still want to collect rent. So the addendum might say something along the lines such as rent will still be due on this month, whatever this time frame. However, because of the COVID-19, I'm willing to drop your rent a percentage wise or a certain dollar amount. You know what I'm saying? See, these are little incentives that you can do to entice a tenant to still pay, but to understand, because of the addendum that you added, you're willing to drop their rent, maybe $100, $200, or like I said, 5%, 10%, whatever that may be. That would be that addendum. But like I also said, I'm actually glad I don't have the properties no more, because it's one thing already hard getting rent from a tenant who think they don't have to pay, and then you got to go all these court stuff. But now for the government to say it's okay for to put it out there, make a public announcement, a proclamation to say, tenants don't have to pay during the coronavirus issue that we're dealing with right now. No, remember, folks out there, it does not mean you don't have to pay. It means that you are retroactive to pay. So it means when this is over, you have to pay all that money back. Now, what I want to say about that, a lot of you landlords need to also take that into consideration, because it's a little funny with this here. Think about it. You could have some tenants that could use this crisis as a means to an end to say, I'm not going to pay last month rent, this month rent because of COVID-19. And no, I don't know how long this thing going to last, but let's just say their whole plan is, I'm going to live here rent free. And when this is over, I'm just going to move. See, that's why you might want to throw that addendum in there to still get rent from them, opposed to nothing at all. You might want to do that. Another case, I would say, because I hate it when a tenant doesn't pay, but you see them still buying all kind of frivolous things, but you ain't paying rent. Nah, see, this is nonsense. But I will say, for the tenants out there that have lost their job because of these circumstances. They got laid off. Now, those are the ones, where you do feel some sympathy for. And that's why, once again, that addendum, landlords, you want to add it in there to get some incentive to, to be a little lenient on them, but you still want to collect rent. I would particularly still collect rent. I would probably lessen my rent by a percentage or a dollar amount to make them, to entice them to still pay. However, because of the circumstances, that's why I'm lowering it. So remember that. So in closing, what I would say to a lot of you landlords out there, remember, explain that, get in contact with your tenants ASAP and explain to them exactly what retroactive rent is. And also explain to them that you have to add an addendum to your already existing lease. That way it protects you as a landlord and it protects them. Believe it or not, it protects them as well. Because now y'all both on the same page and y'all communication between both parties are understood. And in court, it'll hold up for you as a landlord. I'm telling you from the point of view of an actual landlord. I've been through it. So subscribe, share, like, and comment. I'll get more positive videos out to you guys. On that note, peace.